It's helping Heather again, and I have, I think, successfully uploaded a longer than 3-minute video. Yay! I changed my angle, so you're seeing something a little bit more than just my angled blank wall. Hope you like that. A little homey nook that I have in my room. Nice chair that my husband got me for my birthday. My favorite color is purple, and so there we go. It's a relaxing little space that I like to read, and it's something I made for myself just this year. Um, I'm trying to set up a little space for myself uh, to be cozy. I think I might, this wall here looks white, but it's actually like a light blue, and this is a roof that's angled that's a white. So I kind of want to do a lighter purple. This purple's coming off, I guess with the light, it's looking a little darker than what I want, but there's a few things I want to do. Anyway, and just for me, and I never really did those kinds of things for myself. Always working hard, always trying to sacrifice myself. I was a chronic self-abandoner. I'm a recovering chronic self-abandoner. I don't put, raise your hand if you know what that means and what that feels like. I bet you there's more than just me out there. And so you let your body, your health, your rest, your recovery, all kind of go to the backside as you help others. And so helping Heather is the reason that's my YouTube channel, because I got to remember to help myself. And a lot of things kind of got in the way of me taking my health seriously. So, although I don't think that I could have avoided getting to the place that I'm at in my health right now necessarily, because the medical system doesn't seem to understand how to care for women's bodies and the changes that we go through. And that, I think, ultimately is what happened to me. So, part of my story is, um, I guess, the reason I'm doing this video is to share with you kind of how perimenopause and pregnancy and all these different things line up to type 2 diabetes and the state that I'm currently in. Because some of you might resonate, some of you might be in a place where you can do something about it before you get to the end result, like I did. Some of you might benefit from going, wait a minute, I think that's where I'm at now. I wish there would have been more information, and there just wasn't. Like, perimenopause is getting into the mainstream media now, where women are championing this effort to figure out what to do with our bodies and what's happening, and to interpret it, the different symptoms that we have, share with everybody the various symptoms we have. There's hundreds of them, and what we can do about them. And so there's a lot of things that I have really been let down by my doctors over the years. And I live in a small town, Alberta, Canada. It's currently minus 30 something with the wind chill degrees Celsius, though Fahrenheit at this level, Fahrenheit and Celsius don't really matter much, man. Let me tell you. So it's cold. It's cold out here. And we have this. It's December 22nd, 2025, and so it's a few days before Christmas. You might wonder why I'm starting keto at this particular time. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but for me, our family, it's just the four of us. Christmas isn't, um, I think it looks differently than most people. So my oldest daughter was born on Christmas Day, and so Christmas Day is a mix of her birthday and Christmas. We don't have family members that we will go visit or be around for Christmas. We haven't pretty much the whole time we've lived out here. For the whole of our marriage, actually, I would say. We haven't had the obligation of going to places for Christmas or being with people, and that's a story for another time, just with kind of family dynamics that we've dealt with extended families, and it's a long drive on my daughter's birthday, so no, we're just gonna be us 4. And other people will say, "Oh, that sounds cozy," or whatever. And other people have said, "Well, when I'm in the mix of all my extended family, and I'm longing for some quiet, I'll be jealous of your Christmas." It isn't something that we necessarily would have envisioned or dreamed or wanted, but it is the best choice for us. And so with that comes, you know, 3 days away from Christmas. What does Christmas mean to us? Um, well, again, like I said, my daughter's birthday, and then I'm cooking all the food for the 4 of us. So I'll have probably help with each, but I'm, purchasing and making the menu. And I think we don't usually do turkey on Christmas Day. We let my daughter choose her her birthday dinner, and we do a special breakfast. And then, so Christmas Eve will be like the Christmas meal, and sometimes we'll do duck or lamb, because again, 4 of us, we don't need a really big thing. But this year we are going to do turkey because that's a really enjoyable meal. And I have done every single holiday keto. I've done every holiday keto, and I know how to make a keto alternate for all the things that we like to eat for myself, for the whole family, whatever. So for this turkey dinner, I don't need cranberries, so that's not a big deal. But if I needed to make a cranberry sauce that was keto friendly, I could do that. But as I've said before, each person has a different carb threshold that they can tolerate. And for me, I know that if I go much over the 20, I'm going to knock myself out of nutritional ketosis. So I can do that with low carb, keto friendly vegetables like cauliflower or lettuce, or I had some carrots today, only 4 sticks, and I'm talking like skinny little sticks. It's what I had on hand. I wanted to quickly grab something. Um, I didn't think 4 would do that, and I'm still not convinced it will, so I'll do some testing on that. But yeah, the different vegetables. So I really have to log on my Fitness Pal the entire carb load that I'm eating for the day in order to keep on track of that. But if I'm eating keto friendly foods and I'm wanting to just kind of enjoy and not be super serious about it, moving into low carb for me for a day or two for celebrations isn't that big of a deal. Um, so to me, like for that 20 grams of carbs, if I'm sticking with that, there's no dessert I can make, keto or otherwise. They're all at least 20 grams. My favorite is chocolate. So cocoa powder or chocolate already comes with carbs. Yes, it's got fiber, but like I said, I don't do the net carbs. I do total carbs. So if I'm choosing to have a dessert, I'm pretty much making peace with coming out of nutritional ketosis to enjoy that. But for the discipline that I need, that I know I need for my own self, like sticking with keto foods, um, is a better alternative for me. So, my turkey dinner, I love cauliflower mash. If you have cauliflower mash enough instead of mashed potatoes and you carry on, like honestly, for me, it begins to be the same thing. And so if you get really good at making it, you're adding some full fat cream cheese to it to make it fluffy. You're whipping it up real good or mixing it up with the food processor real good with some butter and salt. And then like even loaded cauli mash, kind of like you've got green onion, some bacon pieces, and some cheese in there. Well, that's a treat. It's delicious. And you've added more fat, so it's more satiating. And I only eat like a small amount. I'll make turkey gravy with arrowroot powder. It works really good. You only need 1 or 2 teaspoons. You got to be careful with that stuff because it can turn it into gloopy mess. And I'm going to use those lovely turkey drippings, and you can guarantee I'm going to put butter. In fact, like I like to take a herb butter and shove it under the skin of the breast in like this big lump. Because more butter, better. Like works out for me. So then the gravy drippings are really luscious and delicious. And so if I'm going to go and add flour to that, I will make it so that the carbs are way out and the flour actually hits my system a little bit more. So even if I have a small amount of flour, it seems to affect me more. Everybody's different, but for me, no flour. So that's another reason why carbonate bread doesn't work when I'm trying to be strict keto and actually get into nutritional ketosis. Yeah, excuse me. So anyway, with that being said, I do want to move along. Um, oh, for the stuffing, I have lots of options. If I wanted to make like a bready stuffing, I could make chaffles, either with just egg and cheese or almond flour and cut them up and use them as the bread cubes. And then I could have the opportunity to use really fatty sausage meat or bacon and a little bit of green pepper and onion and celery sauteed up with a poultry seasoning. And that's how I would make my stuffing. Um, Brussels sprouts are very low carb. That's a traditional one that you serve with turkey. Um, we have a gherkin salad that my grandma used to make that I often will bring out for those holidays, and that's cucumber and white or red onion. And you pour cream and a bit of vinegar, dash of vinegar, salt and pepper on it. Beautiful. Love it. That's definitely keto friendly. Um, for our Christmas dinner, I could do a pumpkin pie. I have one in the freezer. It'd be fully sugar filled. And like I said, any dessert that I would make, I would not be in nutritional ketosis. So that's kind of the trouble and turmoil with that. Anyway, I could figure out a dessert. To me, if it's not chocolate, it's not worth it. So I could make a nice luxurious chocolate mousse or chocolate pudding just for myself and have the pumpkin pie for everybody else. I do have sugar-filled Christmas goodies, and that's the traditional thing we would do is, you have your shortbreads, I have Florentines, I have truffles and ginger snaps, and just do an assortment of those for dessert. And of course, on the next day, on Christmas Day, it's a totally different meal. So I'll share that with you later, but that's kind of um, what we do. So Christmas, being 3 days away and starting keto is not that big of a deal, really. Um, and we'll be tucked in till I have to go back to work. And typically that's when everyone's starting their diets. So when I'm right in with the mix, it'll be okay. Um, yeah, if you have any questions or specific things you want me to deal with, I'm going to go through day 1, day 2, and day 3. I'm going to go through my macros and things. I went over my carbs today. Um, I could analyze it, but I wanted chocolate, and the only chocolate I had in the house was 70% baking cubes. So I went over by having that. So I had about 54 carbs today, and I went over calories. I was trying to do a calorie deficit of just a little bit, and like 300, and so I'm at 1,400 as my goal. I went over my calories, and that's okay because I'm starting out, and um, yeah, that's just how things went. So anyway, I will see you soon. Take care.